say what needs to be said. Mac Jones and the lost locker room. Now, players, we get sick of losing. Losing is one of the worst feelings we can have as a competitor or as a professional athlete, just playing sports, period. But if you lose consistently, players can begin to point the finger. Now, being accountable for your mistakes is the most important logic of team sports and team success. Now, we all have egos, but we must not let it get in the way of our goals as teammates. Now, coaches, players, and everyone, we all make mistakes. But how do we bounce back from the mistakes defines who we are as a team and as people. And when your teammates start to look at you funny and distance themselves away from you, that's when things will get real spooky. Story time. Let me tell y'all a little story. Back in 2005, my third year in the NFL, we traded a third-round pick to acquire Dwayne Starks, a Pro Bowl corner from the Arizona Cardinals at the time. Now, he's most notably known for playing for the Baltimore Ravens on the Super Bowl team with Ray Lewis and Rod Woodson. He returned the interception for a touchdown in that Super Bowl against the New York Giants. That was what he's most known for in the NFL. Now, the Patriots, like I said, they made a trade for him expecting Starks to contribute immediately to the team. But he wasn't catching on as fast or adapting as fast as the coaches or the executives would have liked. And, things wasn't just working out as good as they expected. Coach Belichick's goal was to create competition in the cornerback group and to basically figure out who would be the main starters or play the most on the team in the cornerback group. And he was hoping it would be the veterans, of course, Dwayne Starks, Chad Scott, or Tyrone Poole. Now, Starks, he wasn't able to suit up until the second game of the season against the Panthers. Now, this team that we were on, we were used to winning, so we had winning expectations. But we started out 3-3, so the temperature was very hot in the environment as a Patriot. And for the secondary, we was just bad all across the board. So me included. So we were bad. Let me just say it like that. But the leaders on the team started to point fingers at Dwayne Starks, and the blame game had began. They was making Dwayne Starks feel like he didn't have a friend on the team or support from any of the players. It was real lonely for Dwayne at the time. But let me tell you how Starks started to notice certain players didn't want him around or be around him on the team. He was like, Zunt. He came up to me one day. He was like, Zunt, watch this. So I'm watching him. He tries to walk towards, his group and the older crowd on the team, the veterans. He tries to walk into the group with Willie McGinnis, Mike Vrabel, Richard Seymour, and, Rodney Harrison. I think Roosevelt Coleman's. It was about 7 or 8 group of them, right? The older guys with the new contracts and all that good stuff. So he walked over there, and as soon as he said something, they all looked at each other and walked away. And he looked at me, he was like, see, Zunt, I told you. He was just trying to join in the conversation, and they wouldn't allow it. They didn't want no parts of him. They made it obvious he was not wanted. It was one of the craziest and funniest experiences I've seen, man. I felt bad for him, but Dwayne Starks is a positive man, and he took it in stride, and he didn't let it affect him that much, right? But I kind of knew it was going on already, but I had to play it off and kind of go with the flow. So, I didn't want to, spark anything extra, right? But I kept my distance and chose not to be a part of the shenanigans. That was just me, because I didn't want to be a part of that, right? That's just my style. But for Starks, it was an extremely, extremely uncomfortable environment for him at the time. It didn't turn out well, man. And just seeing a player go through that, it was a serious, crazy situation, like I said. But for Starks too, also nagging injuries kept him from performing 100%. And it was an older team coming off, like I said, 2 straight Super Bowl victories. So everybody was riding high and expecting a third Super Bowl. When your team lands a player and gives him a new contract from another team and he doesn't perform well, it doesn't sit well with the team or the players that was there before him, right? Especially if they're seeking a new contract. Everybody's going to be in their feelings. That's a natural feeling. You seeking a new contract and you sign an outsider and give them new money. The players that have been there are going to be like, what about me? Where's my money? And that's kind of the feeling everybody was having around there, right? But I can totally understand what Mac Jones is going through and how he feels. There's a lot of negative energy in the air. I'm going to tell you, being there as a Patriot, losing, it's a lot of negative energy in the air. And it's not too much positive reinforcement. for him. Not that he deserves it at this point, because today or tonight or yesterday, that was just horrible, right? Getting benched and throwing 2 turnovers. It just looks like he's just, I don't know, look like he's out of it, right? But for Matt, he has to continue to remain confident and believe in himself in order to get himself out of the slump and prolong his NFL career. He has to do that. He has to do that. Matt won't get the support until he shows he can make a difference. Then he will begin to get support from his teammates and coaches and what have you, right? Whenever that chance is again, or whatever team that is, because I'm not sure if the Patriots are ever going to give him a chance again after all that's been going on. And I'm like I said, I'm a big Matt Jones supporter, and I wish him all the best, and I hope he get the tools and the chances he get, because this Giants team, the Patriots just lost to, was a very, very sorry team. And they, meaning the Patriots, should have won that game. I mean, convincingly should have won that game. Now, whoever the head coach is next year, he will need more than 1, 2, or 3 first-round draft picks to fix this team, because it is awful out there. They are pretty bad. I just don't know what to say about Coach Belichick anymore. He just looks clueless out there. Until next time, Mr. Pick 6, I'm out.